During the outbreak of Ebola in Liberia, the Purdue Peace Project altered its efforts to use its resources to help local communities to spread awareness about Ebola. A critical aspect of this campaign was that the local community leaders themselves were spreading the message to help their communities and protect them from this disease.
A lot of people did not know about Ebola. They didn't know how to prevent it. So the Pen Peace Network came to us, their representative talked to Stacy, and they asked us if it would be possible for us to support financially, to support a campaign that will be an Ebola prevention campaign.
The Pen Peace Network was created by Pen riders who are motorcycle taxi drivers that play a very critical role in Liberian society.
There are many areas in Liberia where a car cannot reach, and they transport people to different places on their motorcycle. The ideas primarily came from the people from the Pen Peace Network. They came up with the campaign, they designed the campaign, they used messages that were provided by the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare in Liberia. These were messages that were also approved by the World Health Organization.
There were three parts to the Pen Peace Network campaign. First was an interpersonal campaign in Monrovia, where volunteers went house to house spreading awareness about Ebola. The campaign also created radio messages in 8 local dialects, and thirdly, they implemented sanitary stations in the capital city of Monrovia. The Purdue Peace Project not only provided financial support to the Liberian people facing Ebola, they also provided emotional support and encouragement to the community.
In this context, many of them probably were seeing dead bodies on the street every day. It was very difficult.
Yakova herself was able to provide this emotional support, and through her interviews, she felt directly connected to the issues that her interviewees were facing.
I actually interviewed an Ebola survivor who became part of the campaign later on. He shared with me how he lost 7 of his family members due to Ebola, and the last person he lost was his mother. He was taking care of her, and he lost her, and in the process of taking care of her, he got contaminated.
During this communication that Yakova had with this Ebola survivor, she states that there was a point where she felt the deeply emotional aspects of her research bring her to interact on a more personal level with this research participant.
He started talking about this experience of losing 7 family members and his own personal journey. How could I still be a researcher? I had to become a human being.
Yakova's passion for the research and work that she does stems from her first-hand experience of the positive impact that the Purdue Peace Project has had on the community members she works with.
He was telling me how his life started to change when he joined the Pen Peace Network. So in very indirect ways, what we are doing in places like this, like Liberia, it's helping people. And this is so important to me as an individual, as somebody who is doing this kind of work.
Yakova was surprised at the openness of the Liberian community members during her interviews, especially with this one particular interview.
As I told you, I knew he was an Ebola survivor, and I asked him about this situation. He was so open when he started talking about this. He just said his entire story. He didn't save any details. And when he started mentioning the 7 members that he buried, I just didn't know what to say, because it's not a story that you hear every day. And just perhaps I connected with him simply by listening and saying, I'm so sorry that you had to experience this. I suspect it's something very difficult to go through.
Yakova says that this man was determined to use his life to help others, and in this way he could continue living despite the tragic circumstances that he had to face.
People, and he could see value in his own life. So that was definitely a touching story that I will remember for quite a while.
Reporting for Fast Track, I'm Kanoy Pereira.